Okay, guys, we're live. Check mics, please.
Hello.
Hello, hello,
Hello.
hello.
कसं
Mic check.
जरा लावून ठेवा ना.
असं
Sit there.
पण सगळ्यांना द्यायचं असेल तर परत काढावं लागेल ना. Oh, we are having a discussion.
Oh,
What
what are we discussing about?
पण मग आपल्याकडे दोनच माहिती
What will be your mind?
दिख लेंगे भाई सब. Let's go. So, Charlie, why are we meeting here today?
So we are having a meeting to discuss as a team how this is working in terms of is there a lack of communication or is there any gap in the quality, quantity, design, content, everything. So like the base of it, like do you know what client Ritesh is working on?
Vaishali Mane.
What more? He's worked on like
Many clients.
yeah.
What has he worked on? वैशाली माने तर वो बहुत टाइम से कर रहा है.
Okay.
त्याच्यानंतर डिक्युअरचं झालंय. मग डिकॉय. मग अजून काय होतं?
Was the decor spelling by the way?
DQUAR.
That's what I told you twice that it's OR.
Oh.
OUR.
OUR.
हा आणि टीव्ही वर होतं. मग TKC वर होतं.
And what client? You know what clients he's working on?
Yes.
Do you know what the clients are though?
Sorry.
Do you know what the clients are? What they do? Like decor, what do they do?
Because they sell some properties on Lonavala and all.
पानशेत.
This is what I was discussing you prior with like Grapho Zone also. That just because somebody is giving you a creative, it's not like की हा हे बनवायचं हे बनवून दिलं झालं का. If you don't know what
पण डिक्योर तेच करतं ना.
decor,
हा तेच डिक्योर
that see the difference. That's तेच म्हणते. You've been working on it for more than a month now, right? You still don't know the name. You've never checked the page. You've never seen what they do. They don't do just properties alone. They have a USP. What is that USP? You've made all the videos based on it.
Yes. So I don't know what else they do.
I've given you a brief also.
Real?
Oh.
Shit, I did.
I give you a brief every time we start a client. That's why they bring a diary.
So what do they do? Behind म्हणजे त्याच्या पलीकडे काय माहिती नाही मला. I didn't check their page.
But did you ask anyone then? Or did you check on your own?
हाँ, अगर ही वो इंटरेस्टिंग होगा तो मैं पूछूंगा ऐसा.
But if you don't find it interesting, why should people watching your videos find it interesting?
The raw video is basically not interesting. I tried to. मला जसं वाटतंय कसं इंटरेस्टिंग होईल, so I edit in that way.
So then if you think your video is interesting, then you should know what they do. What do they do?
Sell plots.
What is the USP?
They sell like shit. USP आता. I don't know.
They sell sustainable luxury living.
There is no point in telling you right now.
Yeah.
The question whether we're telling you this basically is there's such a big disconnect between what her as a social media strategist wants and what you are delivering. Okay. If you know what the client is, then you deliver better, na?
Okay.
So if you get just 30-70 results, na? Maybe.
Like you guys talk all day. Like
No,
you're
we
a
don't
nice
talk all
couple
day.
and everything, but you don't talk
No.
about your work. You, like
Nah,
what
we
it
do.
is.
अरे आता जेव्हा suppose if there is something that he is working on,
Huh.
and if I see something interesting in that,
What
so I
is something
suggest it.
interesting?
So I mean, I just look at it, and if he's messing up someone, I'll be like, "Asa asa kar, he change kar."
What about talking about the name of the client at least? The spelling. Do you follow any of our clients on Instagram?
Ah,
Which?
the volcano.
Do?
Black box.
How many clients you worked on in the past 1 month?
10, 15, 20, I think. I guess so.
6, 7.
You don't feel like seeking a career which you don't find that small, right?
Sometimes I do, but sometimes I do.
Which sometimes have you.
When
If
have
I
you asked?
edited
Who
it
have you
well,
asked?
huh?
Who have you asked?
What?
कसे चाललेत videos? What is the
I didn't ask anyone.
or like sometimes like because also you don't know the clients, you just look at the calendar. Sometimes there are small mistakes like what happened with Graphozo.
Okay, ऐक ना, बोल नको करू जरा. Expression assassination नाही. This is too artificial and value together. It's with for Amit also.
Okay. ठीक है.
Simple question. जेव्हा मी edit करतो मी, तुम्हाला बोलतो problem झाला. It gets solid immediately ना.
हाँ.
So this problem also there will be. What is she trying to tell you?
That's the miscommunication. Basically.
What?
The miscommunication and like the
Just
gap,
the
Like
like the gap of us understanding what she's trying to say.
relatability. What is that relatability?
Other than the bike, not really. And Shalmani said the ad. Because it was fun too.
I don't think every video is fun.
Because sometimes the raw footage isn't that like it's a exciting to watch. Sometimes.
It's sometimes about the topic.
as a whole. Like, have you ever seen something and then come up to Advait or anyone, yo, let's make something like this for this client? For that, you have to know the names. And what they do.
I said once when the current shoot like MMA fighter, I said like beer bicep sarga karo at match, but something I said something XYZ. I said that.
काय?
Some nah, you edited it, so I त्याच्यानंतर तू म्हण like you said you will refine it more, something like that. So ठीक आहे नंतर करू.
Why did you edit it the way you wanted it?
I got the different one.
Why?
You said it was like you have to deliver it early, so do it.
So after that you had time or what?
I have no, I don't even have any time.
Now we know what we can do.
Because see, what we realized with that graphozone also issue. Now that was like a very small mistake, probably very missable. Now I have today I'm here, I have the time to check everything in detail. Tomorrow when there are like 8 clients, 10 clients, 12 clients, or the team grows, there probably will be another social media person also. She or he, whatever, might not check itka detail in detail. So you have to take responsibility for your delivery. So that person ahead doesn't get screwed. And the post चुकीची गेल्यावर the first person who's going to answer is me or whoever posts it or whatever happens. And if the client walks away, it's all still on the social media person. Do you get it?
You find it too boring. The conversation is boring to them. That's why.
Yeah.
What is exciting here?
Or like, what do you like about work? Let's say, what do you like about TLP?
What do you like about
He's so irritated. Look at his face. I know this is like older people boring you and everything, but in some years probably you look back and think that this was right. जाऊ दे रे.
Okay, change of topic. Yeah, let's change of topic. Let's talk about. क्या जान रही यार?
what we can do next, whatever. ठीक
Yeah,
है, fine.
what can we do, sir? Pick up your favorite client and let's talk about the design process. Like when Janvi comes to you with an idea, what goes through your head?
Like how to put it for the design and according to the requirements, what I'm supposed to do with that given like time frame or
Pick
anything.
up the client. Let's say pick up the client. Pick anyone.
Manish Pandey.
Okay.
Who's working on Manish Pandey? What will you do?
I will get it.
Uh,
Uh, I'm thinking what to say.
Why are you thinking that Manish Pandey is the
What is your organic first
Give
thought?
him a brief. Give him a brief.
He wants to make a video on misconceptions around auto writing.
What is auto right first?
Huh?
What is auto right?
That's a good question.
What is auto writing? So
Google it. Google it. You have to get into the habit of when you don't understand shit.
ask
Google
or
might
Google.
Uh, video बघितल्यानंतर कळलं.
Brief है. What is auto writing? Sir?
What is auto right?
You made a whole calendar.
हा हा. Like आता माहिती आहे मला.
काय?
What is auto writing? So there is a session and all that. So there are two people. So there is Manish Pandey and there are clients. And if someone is passed away, clients कोणतरी pass झाले and they want to answer something. They want to like talk to the passed away ones. So they come to him and Manish Pandey tries to talk to the passed away ones.
How?
He has something powers. I think.
So now she's given you a brief. You have to make a video on misconceptions of auto writing.
Okay.
म्हणजे काय?
Misconception of writing.
What does misconception of auto writing mean?
Like people doubt, like is it real or like they or Manish Pandey like this, what to say?
Is it
Hmm?
misconceptions of auto writing? How will you edit the video?
It's basically linked to the like spirit thing, right?
Maybe I don't know.
That's what I read. Is it not?
So Manish Pandey has been blessed by Meher Baba who attained spirituality something, and he can talk to dead souls. So whenever somebody asks him a question and he's talking to them, whatever that soul is telling him, he starts writing it. So that is what auto writing is. He gives them messages, guidance, whatever they're asking, he answers to the questions that like the soul is telling him. And it's actually like boring party, but it can be very interesting because there was like a case where he was talking to a client whose mother or somebody had her husband had passed away, and they didn't know how he died or who killed him. He was murdered. And in that session, it came out that his brother had been murdered. See, now it can be interesting if you ask.
Crime Petrol scene. Sorry. Sorry.
So moreover, if you're just editing it, you're not going to find it interesting. But when you search it, when you find out stories,
Explain how you will do the design right now.
yeah.
Because
Because I don't give him briefs mostly.
I think primarily any topic, any client, any subject that comes to you, you need to do some kind of research, whether it is video, whether it is the articles, whether it is topics. Google it. See, you will get a lot of crap information, you will get a lot of genuine information. You don't know, but scrolling through that information is very important. And then understanding how your particular client is working, that helps. See, after, till the moment she gives you the exact brief, but she'll tell you, okay, this is a client you have to work on. But what the client brief is, what what is the requirement, everything she will give it to a later stage. But time pass तो सब करते ही है, edit करते करते time pass तो करना ही है, क्योंकि export हो रहा है ना, क्या करें? So during that time just Google it. Okay, this is a topic, this is subject, this is a client. उसके competitors क्या है, या ये space में लोग क्या कर रहे हैं. अगर तेरे, for example, in your case, you like bikes and cars, correct? If I tell you कि we have a client like this who's specialized in mods and everything, we are making a video out of it. You will just Google this thing, car mods, videos and car mods, correct? Or
I
you
mean,
won't.
Not necessarily,
But why?
because like I have certain ideas that I want to
Your
implement.
certain ideas may be crap. I'll tell you, these are crap. What you will do? You will have to give me the example of what the best in the this thing, the class is, na?
And I'll show you some videos that I've.
Or if you have to prove your idea as the best, what you have, and I would say in the first instance when you explain it to me, I'll say crap. But if you have something to prove कि ये video में ऐसा किया था, so this is what the video has fared enough. So you have something to fall back on, and you have something to prove as well. कि you're doing your research in a better way. Then it is a progress for you as well. Then you're not just faffing. मेरे पास 100 आइडियाज है, 100 दमदार आइडियाज है कि ऐसा वीडियो ऐसा जाएगा, ऐसा कट्स होगा, ऐसे दिस थिंग स्लो मोज होंगे, आई विल हैव सम ऑडियो लाइक दिस, बट दैट्स ऑल इन माय हेड. You can't explain everything to an individual, or you can't express it. The best way is to show proof of concept. That's what we call POC, proof of concept, कि ये वीडियो ऐसा ऐसा जाएगा, ऐसा उसका स्लो मो कर लेंगे हम लोग, this is the kind of audios I'm thinking. Then how you do that with the footage you have and with the concept you have in mind, then that's a skill.
So why research is important? One of the aspects is that if you don't see what other people are doing what, it could also happen that your video is exactly similar to the competitors, and the client sees it. That's going to be a very huge problem.
I agree with it, because sometimes your ideas, because you haven't explored, the idea may be in your head and correct and fresh and new and kick-ass, but because you haven't explored, you don't know whether similar to a 95% similar idea, or it's already been executed.
That's true.
So in a space which I grew up as well in terms of work as well, we didn't have Google at that time. Of course Google was there, but the scope of Google was very limited. We had books. Whenever we had to present ideas, we had to go through those called black books, कि मेरे दिमाग में जो आइडिया किसी ने एग्जीक्यूट तो नहीं किया है, या तब कह देते कि बुक्स में से अरे अच्छा ये ट्रीटमेंट ये होगा. And when you talk, in my case I would say treatment, in your case more or less it's treatment as well, the cuts, the shots, the angles. Then the person in front of you gets it, or maybe a senior gets it, maybe a professor gets it, कि at least he's got some concept. क्योंकि तूने आइडिया कर दिया, मैं 2 दिन के बाद मैं उस पर सर्च मार रहा हूँ, मैं रिसर्च कर रहा हूँ, अरे ये तो एग्जैक्टली वैसे ही वीडियो मारा है. Then you may be right in a space, you haven't copied it, but for a third person it doesn't matter. For a client doesn't matter. Client बोलेगा अरे exactly सेम दिख रहा है, फायदा क्या हुआ, तुम लोग का आइडिया किधर है, तुम लोग ने उसको उठा के दे. बट यू कांट टेल द क्लाइंट अरे मैं देखा ही नहीं, मैंने आज पहली बार देख रहा हूँ तेरे सामने. और कितना ही बोलेगा, क्लाइंट थोड़ी एक्सेप्ट करने वाला है. उसके लिए ये और ये आइडिया सेम ही है, या ये और ये एग्जीक्यूशन वीडियो सेम ही लग रहा है. So that's to help you out as well, key to understand the benchmark and to understand what not to do. So do you feel research is boring?
I mean, if you put it like that, then no, it's not. And now that I think about it, research is important.
And what happens is maybe you're researching for one client, but you get a completely different idea for another client based on one video. And then you start thinking, you start developing that thought process, that creative process, you start becoming more interest, like you feel the interest in your work. Like eventually at the now you all are you interns? You are the intern. You're not
I
intern.
am no.
So like do you not feel the need, or do you not want to meet the clients, see how what meeting is happening, or like when you are sitting around here, do you feel like यार काय बोलतात, what does the client want, do you want to be included in that conversation, because eventually that is how you will grow in your career also na.
Okay, to that point, I would say, Janvik, it's that is still long term. What is your high? You're working over here, correct? Both of you are working over here. You're doing something that if you go down and ask 100 people, out of 100 people, only maybe two would be able to do that. So 98% people will not be able to do what you're doing. A generic scenario.
Mm.
So you're doing something that's creative, that's something not generic people can do, and you're putting out to lakh and crores of people to watch it. If I was in your place, I would say, "Arey, that's a high for me." If from my case example, like just saw before this whole discussion point, I was sitting with the printer, understanding what I was doing, explaining what to do. For me, that high is once that product or the design what we are doing for with the client as a TLP, when that goes out and the client sits in the shelf, that's high for me because I am proud of what I'm putting it out. Because lakhs of people, lakhs of consumers are going to see it, they're going to touch it, feel it, they're going to react to it, ultimately they're going to buy it. So end goal of everything, whether what you do in terms of video, what I do in terms of design, end goal is to reach the consumer and to take an action.
Mm.
When she talks about Manish Pandey or Graphozone or whatever client we have, or Black Box for that matter, and it has some call to action. We are not directly telling, okay, with Black Box you can do all more this thing, go to Black Box. No, but it should entice whosoever is watching it. यार मेरे कार में ऐसा करना है तो किसके पास जाना है? मैंने वो ब्लैक बॉक्स का वीडियो देखा था, उसके पास सिर्फ आई एम इनटू अबाउट इट.
Mm.
Out of 1000 people, which is the audience example, 50 to 100 maybe actually people who will seriously think of what this things are doing something like this, correct? But it's reaching out to 1000 audience. Actual call to action only 1000, 50 to 1000, 50 to 100 people.
Mm.
But they should think seriously कि यार ब्लैक बॉक्स करता है ऐसा, मैं ब्लैक बॉक्स के बारे में सोचता हूँ. So when your communication, I would say that very frankly, it's a communication. It reaches out to this 50 to 100 people. These 50 to 100 will start thinking seriously. Out of that 25% chance rate, hai, so 25 people go to black box and use the services of black box. Then it is a perfect communication, a perfect video that it's hit the chord which the audience is looking for. Because ultimately, black box को land मिल गया. Black box is whatever he's investing in marketing of his brand, he's getting returns of it. No client today or no brand today just thinks of branding. ये चल मैं पैसे फेंक रहा हूँ, मुझे आया नहीं आया कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, कोई नहीं. मैकडोनल्ड से लेके टेस्ला तक, everybody wants to earn. They're spending money to earn, not because they have money, loads of money. Apple has 3 trillion in the bank. $3 trillion. बहुत पैसा है रे. इंडिया के पास भी उतना पैसा नहीं है, उसको जरूरत है कि मार्केटिंग करने की. But why he still spends in marketing? Because he still wants to make that $3 trillion to $5 trillion. So everything what we do, everything what you do, everything what she does, what I do, what you do, what TLP does, is end of the day has to reflect back on the client.
Like we had that meeting today with TKC. They actually like your work because people are now, customers are going and telling that we saw this video, and then people are telling that branding is looking nice, this and that. But you didn't ask, so nobody told you that this is going well.
क्या हुआ? मैंने जो वीडियो बनाया था क्या हुआ? I remembered like a year back I was doing some work. All of a sudden I remembered, अरे एक साल पहले काम किया था मैंने, उसका क्या हुआ? So I called up. अरे, so this thing, the person client in front of me told me, we have put this thing, the work is in progress because the product development is still in work progress. So that I can't help out because that's not my forte. My forte is to design. हो गया, उसको अच्छा लगा, बट मार्केट में आने के लिए उसको और एक 6 महीना 8 महीने लगेगा, बिकॉज R&D डिपार्टमेंट को प्रॉब्लम है. So there are lot things will happen behind the scenes, you will never know. So maybe तूने वीडियो किया 3 महीने तक हम लोग कुछ पोस्ट ही नहीं किया, टीवी के वीडियोस बनाए थे, पोस्ट नहीं हुए. Why? Because at the back end there's something which is revising, but that doesn't mean your work is wrong. At the same time, your work is also good. At the same time, work can also be at the back burner as well. So there are several ways of it. Just don't look like a horse with the this thing, horse blinders. कि मेरे को ये काम दिया, मैं ये काम करूँगा. You guys are sitting together. You have to share. कि अरे मैंने बनाया है, कैसा लगता है. But I don't see active conversation happening on that.
Coffee का कुछ
मेरे को लेक्चर भी जाता है.
Which is the brand you like working on, like you actually enjoy?
I think forget the working on, rather what brand they like,
Okay, what
because
brand?
people I don't think they'll have any ideas about what they like as well. Do you have any ideas what you like?
What kind of content do you consume
Ah.
a lot?
I kind of consume like geopolitics shit, geopolitics type, geopolitics type. Abhi new, you know,
More of
abhi new type content and all.
geopolitics is more of a global view of what India is with other countries.
How
What
do
is
you find
India's
that edits?
democracy, India's
How are the
policy?
edits?
Like edits are like.
Abhi ne only you like it, correct?
Mhm.
If you see in the edits, you know it's very engaging.
Mhm.
There's a lot of data content. There's a lot of graphics. There's a lot of content even while they speak as well. The way they
The way
dramatize it,
the way they speak, the
the way
content,
the way they
and all
dramatize
that.
it. Both the video as well as the voice modulation, everything.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why you are engaging with that, however, it is not straight piece content.
Hmm.
Manish Pandey is straight. You have to say that. It's a monologue kind of thing. Even Abhinyu is this thing, monologue, but they
But they
dramatize a little bit. I think this thing you did. Sam-
Shalmali.
Salmali.
Mm-hmm.
You dramatized it a little bit. Correct?
Yeah.
There was certain voice modulation which you did. So that is how it should happen. Not, of course, not all clients would behave like that. Not all content pieces would behave like that.
Yeah. True.
But which kind of client would require that kind of content? Which a certain style of content? That is also where you should also share कि यार ये client है अपने पास, इसको ऐसा करना चाहिए.
Every client's content video piece should look very different. Because in a lot of ways, I see a lot of similarities in a lot of videos. Do you
Okay.
agree with me or do you disagree? You can disagree also. Do you
Uh,
agree? I haven't seen much
Similarities.
of your work. I can't say much.
अच्छा. Like you are talking like आपले कॉम्पिटिटर्स जे आहेत त्यांच्या आणि आपल्या व्हिडिओमध्ये
No,
सिमिलॅरिटीज
I'm
आहेत.
saying all the आपले जे सगळे videos आहेत of
but
different clients. Do you feel they're similar or not?
आपलेच क्लायंटचे सगळे व्हिडिओज लाईक दे वी फाइंड सिमिलॅरिटीज.
Yeah.
I don't think so because I edited in different style in of Vaishali Mane and different style of decor. Based decor. Decor. The त्यांचे स्टाईल्स आणि एडिट्स खूप वेगळे वेगळे होते. आय थिंक दॅट.
I'll tell you where I find the similarity. Now you know what you have done with animation, you know how you
Mhm.
cut that.
Mhm.
So that is your part. As a viewer, what I see is videos are going on and on. Was it text in that with that background,
Mhm.
and it's just placed. That is how a normal viewer who has absolutely no, let's say, background of editing
Editing, uh-huh.
thinks. So now, how you can make it different? How can you give decor? No, I'm only confused. So how do you give that USP to any client in terms of video?
वैसे काहीतरी something crazy.
Not even
Like-
crazy, but like see, when you see, it could be as simple as minimalistic design, but there is a design or video edit strategy that anybody sees is, oh, this is this thing only, this is Manish
Acha.
Pandey only, this is K6 only, K6
See, now when you're talking about decor, right? So like this is in my mind. Now you can take like a basic how much that- do you know what Blender is, right?
So, dream girl scenes.
No. Arey no, suppose
Whatever ideas you're going to put now to make.
हाँ,
But that's a
I tell you, I can jump from the like skydive and hold a kitchen collector ka banner and come. This land is for sale. Sorry, because and come, this land is for sale. I'll do that. Chal, that's a great idea. Let's do it.
do it.
Because Blender, you know how to use Blender or what? Then
please, I want to
shut
learn.
up. Give.
But
I understand your
in
great
general.
ideas, but you're going.
But After Effects में नहीं होता है.
Great
After Effects
ideas.
में नहीं होता.
कर ना.
I'm asking.
Whatever ideas you put na, you have to take responsibility at some point of executing it.
Great ideas comes with great responsibilities.
डायलॉग बरोबर आहे दादा.
Dialogue चुकीचा आहे पण.
It matches na.
डायलॉग बरोबर मारताय.
What is your Blender idea?
So basically, he's just walking ऐसे बाहर.
Who's walking?
The guy, the decor वाला
So
guy.
you want to like create a
हाँ, like a background, and the door is opening, and he's like, "Yes, there's a property for sale," and then the text is being animated and shit like that.
you set the idea now to execute it.
See,
Yours
it's
an
a
idea.
simple idea as well. Like you have the client walking, opening the door, and walks into the place, the land. So it's as simple as that as well. But all of them creates a different drama.
You have to go.
Do you like films? Both of you like films and movies? You अच्छा लगता है?
जा. बिंदास जा.
Bye bye.
फक्त edit वर असं होईल. हा नाही. Nice meeting you.
What?
Do you like films or not?
Yeah.
So why do you like films?
Because they're dramatic and they have suspense, and like the way they shoot and edit is it's very simple. Like if you've like I say seen like I say proper for example there's this movie called No Strings Attached. It's about love and no.
It's not about love.
It's a good story. It's a good story. But the
No,
editing
but
Oh my god! Like
it's a
at the
good
age of
story.
18 years talking about no strings attached.
It's
I
a
think
good story.
ये लोग का ना अलग ही लेवल का सोच रहे हैं.
किंवा La La Land. त्याच्यामध्ये असं like
That is also nice,
हाँ.
but it's
There-
not
it-
somebody a guy
there's
would
no
say.
such crazy editing. Basic, it's like who has a basic editing at normal, but